boyfriend's past was connected to the person who ruined my childhood. The ballroom screens blinked, then fixed on a smiling portrait crowned Benefactor of the Year. The hair was gray, but the chin scar had not moved. My glass cracked on the marble. Marcus Hale lifted a hand to the applause. Beside me, my boyfriend stood to honor the man who ruined my childhood. I met Marcus at 9 at our kitchen table between grocery roses and a cake. By winter, the electric bill came in my name and the envelopes turned red. He convinced my mother to sign a deed transfer to rescue a loan that never existed. 2 months later, a stranger measured our windows while we packed into banana boxes. Marcus pressed a silver dollar into my palm and called it a keepsake. He moved people with phone calls. My mother's manager cut her hours after an anonymous tip about missing stock. The landlord raised our rent after a block cookout he hosted with borrowed steaks. A social worker came to school because of a report about my brother's bruised shins from soccer. Lucas left for a weekend that became a year. When a neighbor sent a photo of my bicycle in a pawn shop window, Marcus said the city had rules and we had to adapt. Then he drove our car to get parts and never came back. The transmission became a story nobody could verify. My mother stacked jobs and learned to smile without teeth. She kept the silver dollar in a teacup by the sink. I learned to watch door chains and keep cash in my shoe. Years later, I met Ethan in a lab that smelled like solder and coffee. He was careful and kind. He spoke about a mentor who funded his robotics team, co-signed his first lease, and opened a door at an accelerator. The mentor had a chin scar and sent fruit baskets with neat cards. The initials were M.H. I chose silence. At work, I searched filings and found a foundation site with gala photos. The cufflinks matched to Christmas when the turkey burned and Marcus blamed the oven. I used her daughter, visited my mother with Lucas, who carried a weight that began with that weekend. My mother rolled the silver dollar across her knuckles and spoke the name once like a draft under a door. The invitation arrived with a gold seal and a seat beside Ethan. He planned to pitch a contract that could move us from a basement to a split level with a fence. When the face appeared, my hands went cold. During intermission, I found the quiet room and set a folder on the linen. The eviction notice with my mother's signature, the CPS card with Lucas's case number, the notarized transfer that sold our house to a shell company, naming Marcus as secretary and treasurer. I added a photocopy of the silver dollar, its eagle smudged by years in a teacup. Ethan found me by the service elevator. He saw the folder, then the man practicing his thanks beyond the door. Security badges clicked, a woman lifted 3 fingers and folded them down. Marcus turned, and his eyes reached the hallway. The smile paused and returned smooth. A handler steered him toward us for the meet and greet. The air held. My mother's number lit my phone and faded. Ethan's pitch cadence began in the measured pattern I knew, and the sound opened a hard space where the past stood inside the present. The door swung wider, a camera flashed, Ethan's hand hovered over the folder, the applause rose outside like weather. Marcus reached for the offered hand and stepped closer. I watched the distance close until names and favors pressed against paper and proof, and the room balanced on that edge. The lights trembled once.